All right, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. Well, you know, justice is not always served, but in this case, justice has been served somewhat. We're still waiting to hear the full extent of how this justice has been served. Remember a while back, we covered the story of Botham Jean, who came from the Caribbean islands over to the U.S. to pursue his dreams, and he had a very good job. He was working, doing his thing, and he was killed. He was murdered by a police officer who had just left work, and she claimed that she went to the wrong apartment, thought it was an intruder in her apartment, and shot this brother dead. Now, here's the thing. This brother was inside his own apartment eating ice cream and watching TV. I mean, what more innocent could someone be doing than sitting in your own house, eating ice cream and watching television, and you receive a gunshot to the heart? Okay? I always said that red doormat that Botham Jean had in front of his door, that was going to be the unraveling of this officer, Amber Guyger. And it was. It played a very big part. But there are many other things that were involved in this despicable woman's doings, all in the time of when she shot this man to death. Now let's get into all this. For those of you who don't know, Amber Guyger's sentencing has resumed after murder conviction in the death of Botham Jean. So yes, people, she has been convicted and found guilty of murder, not manslaughter, murder. Now we will hear what the judge or jury, what the judge says, how many years she will be getting behind bars. Keep in mind, this is Texas, and keep in mind, she is a former law enforcement officer up to the time of which she committed this murder, right? So they normally take care of their own, or the system takes care of its own, I should say. So I'm not expecting too much, but I'm still expecting something. So Guyger was found guilty for the murder or fatal shooting of Botham Jean after she mistakenly entered his apartment and believed he was a burglar, or so she said. So the former Dallas police officer convicted of murder, according to NBC News, Tuesday she was convicted of murder in the death of her neighbor because she lived on another floor. I believe she lived on the third floor and both of them lived on the fourth floor, or vice versa. Anyways, she will learn her fate at a sentencing hearing, which opened today with emotional testimonies from her mother and revelations from the prosecution that she shared racist and offensive text messages and social media posts. So she ended up killing a black man, and now they're able to track what she was doing online, and they found a lot of racist material on there. And this is a police officer that's in uniform. I've told people before that KKK members have actually joined the police force, infiltrated and joined the police force, and they're in government and they're in uniforms. So when you see incidents happen where black people are shot down innocently, unarmed, then a lot of the times, in a lot of cases, these people are affiliated with some racist organization and a racist agenda. Anyways, Guyger, who's 31 years old, was found guilty in the death of her neighbor, Botham Jean, and faces between 5 years to life in prison. She is ineligible for probation, which means she has to do some prison time. But remember, it's between 5 years and life in prison. I doubt very much they're going to give her life in prison, but 5 years is on the books as well. So she was a 5-year veteran of the police force, and she lived one floor below the then 26-year-old accountant, Botham Jean, in their Dallas apartment complex. She's not a neighbor. My neighbor lives across from me. She lived on a different floor completely of the apartment complex. okay? And she ended up at his apartment somehow. She testified that she was off duty, but she was in uniform when she mistakenly entered his apartment on September of 2018 after a long shift at work. Believed he was a burglar and shot him in the chest, saying that she feared for her safety. Guyger is white and Jean was a black man, and his death brought a lot of protesters out to the streets, led to Guyger's firing, because she was fired from the police force, and renewed conversations about police use of force and racial bias. During the sentencing hearing that resumed Wednesday, Guyger's mother, Karen Guyger, who is now 66 years old, testified about her daughter and her daughter's life and how she had a rough life and how that her daughter was molested by her, the mother's boyfriend, when she was only 6 years old. And she said that she reported it to the police and he was arrested. And at the time, NBC News said that they checked into it, but they were not immediately able to learn the outcome of that case. So here they are again with this, oh, she was molested by 6. So at 30 years old, she pulls a gun and shoots a black man because her boyfriend molested her at 6 years old. I don't see how that comes into play, but I'm guessing she was begging for mercy from the judge and jury for her daughter. Karen Guyger, who is the mother of Amber, added that her daughter was distraught and she was crying and uncontrollable after the killing. She feels very bad about it, Karen Guyger said, through tears, her mother herself crying. People are calling those crocodile tears though. Anyways, because this is after she has been found guilty. We are now in the sentencing phase, so there's a whole lot of reason to be crying now. Now is the time to beg for mercy, right? Dallas County prosecutor built a case through Guyger's police disciplinary record, text, and social media posts to speak to her character and argue they conveyed she is undeserving of a lenient sentence. Guyger, who are deciding Guyger's punishment, the jurors who are deciding Guyger's punishment were shown 3 Pinterest posts. Now, this is very interesting. I want you to hear this. The jurors were shown 3 Pinterest posts that Guyger had saved to her account and actually commented on them. They included 1, the picture of a military sniper with a text message that read, "Stay low, go fast, kill first, die last, 1 shot, 1 kill, no luck, all skills." And guess what? She gave Botham Jean 1 shot. She did go fast. She gave him 1 shot. She said that that was all skill, if you should pertain it to how that incident turned out. In another Pinterest post, Guyger commented under a picture of a minion from the movie Despicable Me. "People are so ungrateful. No one ever thanks me for having the patience not to kill them." This is a police officer that's in uniform. This is what she commented. "People are so ungrateful. No one ever thanks me for having the patience not to kill them." That's what the comment read. Wow. The next texts were also shown to jurors between Guyger and her married work partner. Aha. So there was another side to her, because although they were trying to paint her as this person that was innocent and she was just having a long day at work and she was overworked, an extremely tired law enforcement officer that was heading home and confusingly went to the wrong apartment because she was so fatigued, the prosecution was able to come up with this. She was actually having an affair with a married police officer. Okay, so the text message were shown to jurors between Guyger and her married work partner, who is Officer Martin Rivera, with whom they had been having an affair. Prosecutors had revealed their sexually explicit text messages during the trial. Although the defense downplayed those text messages, saying that the two were, this is what the defense, her attorney said, let's not pay too much attention to that, because the two of them, they were ramping down the relationship by the time that shooting happened. But there was actually a phone call where she was on the phone talking to this police officer, Martin Rivera, for 16 minutes. She was on the phone talking to him while she drove into her building. So she was driving in, talking on the phone while she drove into her building, while she walked up the elevator, up the steps, into the hallway. She was still on the phone. She was on the phone for 16 minutes. And someone was saying, well, maybe it was the steamy conversation that she was having with this cheating for 16 minutes that led to her actually mistaking the fourth floor for the third floor and going to the wrong apartment and subsequently shooting this innocent person, right? Right. Now, they have questioned this police officer and he has admitted. Prosecutors said that after Guyger shot Jean, she deleted logs of her text exchanges with Rivera from her cell phone. So here you have a police officer working to cover up, and this is after she shot him. So she was immediately working to cover her tracks. You understand? Rivera said that he didn't know why she had done this, but he acknowledged having done the same as well. He did the same. He got to his cell phone, but he is a married man, right? So he's texting at work with his side chick. And of course, before he goes home, what's he going to do? He's going to erase all track of that texting. Yes? Okay. CBS DFW reports that those racy text messages have been recovered, even though they tried to hide them. And Rivera testified about the messages. So prosecutors asked him, would you send provocative photographs of yourself to Amber Guyger? Corporal Rivera said, yes. One text from Guyger read, you want to touch? And this was around 9:30 that night of the deadly shooting. At 10:02 p.m., Rivera received a text message from Guyger. So this is 30 minutes after she sent him a part of her body saying, you want to touch, in a text message, right? 30 minutes later, she receives a text message. He receives a text message from her saying, I need you, hurry. That's 10:02. 10:03, 1 minute later, he receives another text message from her that says, I effed up. Pardon my language, I fucked up. Prosecutors said that Guyger typed those last messages while she was on the phone with 911. So she was on the phone with 911 and she was texting this guy at the same time, saying that she had shot him, she fucked up, and she needed him, she needed his help. Jean family attorney Daryl Washington called these messages very revealing. At the time when Botham was struggling to take his last breath, we saw this police officer who was more concerned about herself and was sending off text messages to cover her tracks. Guyger was off duty, but she was still in uniform when she shot Jean. She told investigators that after a 15-hour shift, she had parked on the wrong floor rather than going to the right floor where she lived and found the apartment door open. 3 days later, she was arrested for manslaughter and she was subsequently fired from the Dallas Police Department. The jury has decided that she is guilty of murder. Damn. Check it out. That's not the only thing. New text messages were also shown to the jury between Guyger and her married partner, right? Revealing their sexual relationship. Check this one out. Rivera texted in March of 2018 to Guyger saying, damn, this is two police officers talking. So the man police who she was having an affair with, the male married police she was having an affair with, text her and said, damn, I was at this area with 5 different black officers. Not racist, but damn. How does that sound to you, my audience, my SouFLoTV audience? She responded saying, not racist, but just have a different way of working, and it shows. Guyger texts with another officer last year about the Dallas Martin Luther King Jr. parade. They found that text message as well. She was at the Martin Luther King Jr. parade, right? She was at work. She texted to another officer and said, when does this end? LOL. The officer wrote back to Guyger, when Martin Luther King is dead? Oh, wait. She joked. Oh, wait. He's already dead. 2 days before Guyger fatally shot Jean, she texted with someone who had adopted a German Shepherd. The dog's owner wrote of the animal, although she may be racist, the dog's owner wrote of the animal, although she may be racist. Guyger responded, it's okay, I'm the same. And later she added, I hate everything and everyone but y'all. You see that? Wow. So she admitted to being a racist. The lady with the dog, the German Shepherd, said the dog might be racist. And she said in the text message, that's okay, I'm the same. I hate everyone and everything but y'all, white. Jean was watching television and eating a bowl of vanilla ice cream in his living room before 10 p.m. when Guyger burst inside, likely scaring him because she burst into his apartment, prosecutor said at the trial. Guyger testified that she used her electronic key fob in the lock, but the door still pushed open. And she immediately drew her service pistol and once she was inside. The trajectory of the bullet showed that Jean was either getting up from his couch or cowering, which is bending down when Guyger shot him because the round was shot from a higher position down into his chest, which suggests that he was seated. Jean's mother, Allison Jean, testified Tuesday that she still struggles with the trauma of his death. He was a native of the island nation of St. Lucia and had moved to Dallas for a job with the Price Waterhouse Coopers. I cannot sleep. I cannot eat, Allison Jean told the courts. It just needs to be this horrible time for me. It's just been this horrible time for me. The jury, made up of mostly women and people of color, deliberated for about 5 hours to convict Guyger and had been sequestered during this trial, which began on September 23rd. So they have been locked away. At the end of the day of the sentencing phase, which started after the verdict was read on Tuesday, Guyger was taken into custody, was booked into the Dallas County Jail. She had been out on a $300,000 bond, which now she is no longer out on bond. She is now in custody and awaiting sentencing. So that is where the story is. This is the update at SouFLoTV so far. I want you to go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section below. It is one of our fellow Caribbean brothers. I'm from St. Lucia. This brother here was from, I'm not from St. Lucia. I'm from Jamaica. This brother here is from St. Lucia. To my Caribbean audience, because I cater to a Caribbean audience, you know how it is when our parents stress education. You know how it is when opportunities arise when we listen to what our parents say and we fulfill these educational obligations and we excel at them. You know how it is to get this opportunity to become an accountant at 25 years old and to find yourself working for a big corporation that recruits you from the Caribbean to live in the United States of America and pay you very well to work for their company for exactly what you went to school for, right? And to lose your son at 27 years old The boy had not even reached 30 yet. Life had just begun for both them. And it was snatched away, and the person who did it has been found guilty. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and we will be following this one with another update once she is sentenced, and we will give our own closing arguments. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Walk good. Peace.